Patty Palka here. Welcome to the Vitality Activated Method. Today we are going over lesson 2 on diet, discussing in more detail what to ideally eat. A question I get a lot as an FDN practitioner is why haven't traditional diets worked for our clients? Just like you, we've tried most every diet out there, and some of them we felt better on, some of them we felt worse on. We know that you're sick of restricting your food and then trying to guess what's actually healthy and what's not. This is why we do either a period of food elimination or run a MRT, which stands for mediator release test, to look for food sensitivities. And then following that, a metabolic typing to see what protein, carbohydrate, and fat breakdown your body actually wants and needs. Having access to the right lab testing is valuable assessing your biochemical individuality. In this video, I'm going over the D in the DRESS protocol. Remember that DRESS stands for diet, rest, exercise, stress management, and proper supplementation. It's so effective that Reed Davis, the founder of FDN, has actually registered the DRESS protocol as a trademark. Diet is important, remember that, but there's more to the picture than that. Oftentimes, we think that if we just clean up our diet, or if we just cut out carbs, or if we just cut out sugar, then our body should get back to homeostasis, that balance, and we should feel just fine. But as you've probably seen, and we have seen, that's not always necessarily the case. What you will soon see is that rest and stress reduction will help your stomach troubles more than just the perfect diet. Just so you know, there's no perfect diet. That was actually a joke. What we do as FDNs is focus on some basic foundations, and then we'll apply lab test results to tweak your program even further. One of the pillars of our dietary intervention is getting enough protein. The word protein actually comes from the Greek word proteus, which means of primary importance. Your body is built from amino acids and will need plenty of them to begin restoring your health and helping you maintain muscle. So, something I'd like you to think about as we dive into these dietary interventions is getting enough protein. A good rule of thumb is to aim for about 25 grams of protein per meal. That's going to be about the size of your palm. So if you look down at your palm right now and just kind of eyeball the size of a steak or a piece of chicken to your palm, it's going to have to fit pretty snugly. Sometimes you might want a little bit more protein, but try not to get less protein than that. Even if you're getting 25 grams of protein 3 times a day, you're still only getting 75 grams of protein. And we'd like you to get somewhere between 80 and 100 grams of protein a day as we work on restoring your body. I don't want you to worry too much about that at this point, though, because we'll work together to make sure you're getting the optimal diet for you. The next pillar of dietary intervention is fiber. You need plenty of both soluble and insoluble fiber to bind and excrete waste products through your bile, and then also hormones, and then the little critters that are making you sick and tired. Most likely, we'll want to run something called a GI map so that we can see what little critters there are in your gut that are making things out of whack for you. Our ancestors, it said, ate close to about 100 grams of fiber a day, and most contemporary humans get about 10 grams of fiber per day. We want you to triple that. Try to get about 10 grams of fiber per meal. And if you haven't been eating a lot of fiber, that's going to feel like a lot, and it may be really hard on your gut to start with. So start slowly building up your grams of fiber. A little bit of extra beans here, a little bit of extra broccoli there. Of course, we'll be cross-referencing our dietary recommendations with the results of your testing, but it's a good idea to start working on getting a little bit more fiber every day. The third pillar of dietary interventions is going to be focusing on good fats. Just as most of your body is made out of amino acids, all of your hormones are made from fats. They're made from cholesterol. You actually need good fats in your diet and plenty of them. We're going to cut out harmful fats like fried foods, soybean oil, sunflower oil, and safflower oil. And we're going to be focusing on healthy animal and plant fats. And really, we want our plate to consist of about a third of healthy fats. That's going to look like avocado or nice fatty pastured meat or nuts or olive oil. And we'll be going into more of your personalized dietary recommendations once we get your labs back. But I want you to be thinking about the fact that your body really does need fat. So we're going to eliminate the unhealthy, toxic seed oils and replace them with healthy fats. The fourth pillar of the dietary intervention is focusing on complex carbohydrates. Remember that your brain runs on glucose and your body does too. We need good carbohydrates for energy, for mood balance, for optimal digestion, and also to feel full and satisfied. When we work together, we will be cutting out sugar and packaged and processed foods. What we really focus on are whole ancestral carbohydrates, nature's carbs. So I want you thinking about getting 1 serving of fruit and 2 servings of vegetables at each meal. And yes, fruit and vegetables are considered complex carbohydrates. If your MRT and your metabolic testing show that you can handle a little bit more grains in your diet, then we might add things like quinoa. But for now, I want you focusing on upping your complex carbohydrates intake by getting plenty of fruits and vegetables. The fifth pillar of our dietary intervention is remembering the 80-20 rule. This can feel overwhelming to completely overhaul your diet, or maybe you've been eating a great diet for many years and you still haven't felt like it has moved the needle on your health. But remember, as an FDN practitioner, I don't expect you to be perfect. I just expect you to be diligent and committed to the progress and the process. If you eat poorly, you're going to feel poorly. In our time together, though, we're going to talk about what it looks like to do these things in real life. We'll navigate holidays, eating out at restaurants, getting together with family and friends, going on vacation, and also what happens if you've got a 3 p.m. sugar craving. A good rule of thumb is to tell yourself if you get off track, just hop right back on for the next meal. Up next, we'll be talking about rest.